had to feel kind of strange. Maybe not. Maybe you've moved on. But it had to feel kind of strange that last night TNA Impact is on, and it was the first episode and the first taping where you were not part of the company as far as a TV event goes. Did that run through your mind last night?
I guess, the thing that really was strange for me is seeing my friends putting over TNA, that still work there, and see it on, on Twitter and stuff like that. That was like, wow, it's weird not being there. Being a part of TNA, it's just odd. But, like you said, though, I've gotten kind of used to it now.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I'll ask this question first. Is this an elaborate work? Have you really re-signed with TNA? And are you going to be going back on television? Inevitably, it's already down on paper. It's already worked out sometime later this year.
Wouldn't that be an awesome story, though? Wouldn't that be really creative of TNA to do this elaborate, big thing where I finally do come back? How awesome would that be? But, there's a lot of cool stuff that TNA could have done, but they, this isn't one of them, okay? Let me put it that way. So I wish it were. That would been an awesome storyline.
Was there ever a time in the story? People have compared the storyline of you being disgruntled with TNA management with CM Punk from a couple years ago. And people thought, well, the Punk thing didn't work out because he didn't really go away. He complained, but then he came right back and wrestled John Cena a couple times. Didn't really sell the idea that he was that much of a rebel. Was there any point along the way that this storyline was, when it was conceived or playing out, that the thought pattern was, AJ's going to be very disgruntled with TNA, go away for a while, but then come back as part of an angle? Because the big talk the last couple of months is, was this a storyline that turned into a shoot?
Well, it wasn't. It was a storyline, and sure, tell me a person who isn't somewhat disgruntled with their job, when they think they can do a better job or whatnot. It's in everything. But it was a lot easier to cut some of these promos, and I think you guys probably noticed that some of the stuff seemed more real than fake. So there is some truth to what I've said, and there was some truth, I guarantee you, to what Dixie said.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. It did. I guess it did turn into reality for me because I don't think either one of us, TNA nor I, expected me to leave. So I guess it did turn into reality.
Was there a point where you thought, I'll re-sign with TNA? That's inevitable. We always go through this, but eventually we work things out, and I'll be back. But the storyline, the way it plays out, to make it work, I'm going to go away for a while, work some indie shows to sell the idea I left TNA, and then come back. In other words, had you and TNA just worked things out quickly, or had a contract been renewed, do you think the storyline would have played out somewhat similarly to what we saw last week, where the management's against you, everything goes wrong, you go away for a while, and then you come back? In other words, does the fact that you did sign or did not re-sign with TNA, has that changed a lot of what we would have seen through last week, do you think?
Yeah. As far as I know, they wanted me to be in Huntsville.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have lasted as long as you would like, nor I. I mean, there's the storyline is different. It was very similar to what Punk did, but we actually went away for a while and was actually,
that's true,
doing something different. We're wrestling in Mexico and Japan, and but when things didn't work out the way we thought it was going to do, boom, we had to speed things up. I had to drop the title. That's just the way the game's played.
Yeah, I guess that's a better way to look at it, is maybe last week would have been your triumphant return and you would have won the title, and that would have been kind of the end of the storyline because you had been away for a while anyway, TV-wise.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So now you've signed with ROH. You've got a lot of indie dates coming up. How does it feel negotiating on a date-by-date basis and dealing with a lot of new promoters and having a chance? Not that in TNA you didn't have a great variety of opponents. I think your body of work the last 12 years stands up to anybody in terms of quality of opponents and quality of matches. I mean, you and Samoa Joe, not being in WWE, have this diverse and just great body of work in terms of a best of DVD. If you own all the rights to your matches, it's unmatched. Now you get to add to that by leaving TNA, and you get to work with a wide variety of different types of opponents. As frustrating as the TNA situation has been for you, and maybe a little heartbreaking because that's your hometown team in a way, are you kind of excited to get out there and work in front of different fans, different buildings, and especially a a different range of opponents, including maybe some new up-and-coming younger guys.
Absolutely. I think that's, I've always liked, doing the independents and wrestling different guys and being able to share the knowledge that I've gotten over the years. Not that I have all of it, but I have a little bit, and do what Jerry Lynn did for me and help me get better at what I do.
Yep.
But it's fun getting in front of new fans, even some old ones, and put on a quality match. When they leave, they're like, wow, that AJ Styles, man, he's something, and I'm glad that I came and saw him before his career ends. I want them to be excited about coming in and watching me wrestle because that's what they paid to see, and I aim to entertain.
All right, we end our special YouTube clip there. You have listened to a portion of the PWTorch Livecast. The PWTorch Livecast airs every single weekday, Monday through Friday. We are on Tuesdays through Fridays at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific time, live, taking your phone calls for at least an hour with different hosts, different guests, and different formats. Monday nights we're on live in the hour leading up to Raw. So as you get settled in for Raw, be sure to tune in to the PWTorch Livecast. Finding us is easy. PWTorchLivecast.com. That's right, PWTorchLivecast.com is how you can find out not only when we're on live and listen live by streaming, you can also access our archives. We've been on the air since late 2009. We have been on the air every single weekday. No exception for holidays, no sick days, no nothing. Every single day we've been live, every weekday. And also, we air Sunday nights after pay-per-views, after major WWE and TNA pay-per-views. Join us at 11:30, about a half hour after the pay-per-view ends, 11:30 Eastern, for a live call-in show reacting to the pay-per-views. You get the full episodes of the PWTorch Livecast at PWTorchLivecast.com. There is a VIP after show after most episodes of the Livecast that is just for PWTorch VIP members. You can find out all about PWTorch.com and the PWTorch VIP website by going to PWTorch.com/GoVIP. We also have a free phone app. Just search PWTorch and download it. It is free, and it will keep you up to date on all the news that's happening in the world of professional wrestling like nobody else does. We update constantly with new news features, analysis, interview excerpts, exclusive columns, many other exclusive features, and flashbacks. If you are a pro wrestling fan, you should be visiting PWTorch.com every day and bookmarking the site and downloading our free app. We are on not just iPhone and iPad and Android devices, but also Windows Phone devices. The Amazon Kindle Fire, we are in their app store. And if you have a newer Samsung TV or DVD player with smart TV functionality, do a search for PWTorch. We are an app in the Samsung Smart TV App Store. So the PWTorch brand reaches more wrestling fans every day than any other independent source of news and information and commentary on pro wrestling, and we thank you for checking out our YouTube clip. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please visit PWTorch.com and listen to the livecast at PWTorchLivecast.com.